Joey Logano just picked up his second Cup Series win of the year at Richmond, and 6 races ago, he wasn't even inside the chase picture. So how worried should the rest of the field really be about the number 22 team right now? Let's break it down. And hey, real quick, if you are a true NASCAR fan like me, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to the channel. NASCAR Nation News is just getting started. We are pushing for our next subscriber milestone, and it's all about real talk from fans who live this sport every week. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with the turnaround itself, because it's a big one. 6 races ago, Joey Logano was sitting outside the chase bubble entirely. Now, after that Richmond win, he's climbed all the way up to 9th in the point standings. That's a serious swing in a short amount of time. And for a team that's known for getting hot late in the year, it's fueling a lot of talk about even year Logano showing up right on schedule. But here's the thing, according to insiders, none of that momentum makes him the favorite to win the title once the year is done, and that's a pretty important distinction to sit with. Jordan Bianchi laid out exactly why Logano is going to be playing catch-up, specifically to Denny Hamlin and the number 11 team. Bianchi's point was blunt. He said that even if Logano goes out and wins a race and wins stages on top of that, Denny Hamlin could still finish 2nd or 3rd that same day. And when that happens, Logano simply isn't picking up enough points to close the gap. You know, that's a very different problem than what drivers have dealt with in years past. Here's why. Unlike the old elimination-style playoff format, this new chase setup works differently. The big factor now is the points cushion each driver carries into the 10-race stretch. The number 1 seed heading in gets a 25-point buffer, and that number grows the further down the seeding list you go. The number 6 seed, for example, walks in with a 50-point advantage, and right now, Logano isn't even inside that top 6 after Richmond, so he'd be starting the chase already digging out of a hole before a single lap of the playoffs is even run. Jeff Gluck backed up that same idea on the Teardown podcast. He pointed out that in the way chases have typically played out, you usually see guys who rack up a bunch of top 5 finishes mixed in with a couple of wins. And once a team builds that kind of points cushion, Gluck said it's tough to outrun them by 50 points. He specifically called out how the number 11 team just seems to be there every single week, and how they don't really have a lot of weak spots to exploit. That's the challenge in a nutshell. Logano's got the momentum right now, but the format itself is working against him. Now let's talk about why Hamlin specifically is the measuring stick here. His consistency this season has been remarkable, and is not just about winning races either. Over his last 6 races, Hamlin has posted 5 top 5 finishes. That's an incredibly high hit rate, and it shows up clearly in the standings. Hamlin currently holds a 115-point lead over Ryan Blaney, and that gap puts him in position to be the number 4, 1 seed once the chase begins. But Hamlin isn't the only name standing between Logano and a title run. Chase Briscoe, Gibbs, and Christopher Bell have all been running inside the top 5 consistently as well. That group is expected to finish ahead of Logano too, which stacks up a genuinely tough field heading into the chase. Now, is there a scenario where Hamlin cools off or picks up a DNF or 2 along the way? Sure, that's always possible in this sport, but even then, insiders point out it would still be difficult for a team like Logano's to make up that kind of ground. And looking ahead at the schedule, tracks like Darlington, Bristol, Las Vegas, Kansas, and Charlotte are all spots where Hamlin has shown he can either contend for wins, or at the very least, put together a strong points day. Without that elimination format to shake things up, Logano and the number 22 team are going to need something close to a miracle to get past these consistent Toyota teams. So to recap, Logano's climbed from outside the bubble all the way to 9th in 6 races. That's real. But with the new chase point structure rewarding consistency over the full 10-race stretch, and with Hamlin holding that massive buffer, both Bianchi and Gluck seem to agree. The odds of Logano actually pulling this off are slim. So here's my question for you. Do you think Joey Logano and the number 22 team can find a way to close that points gap on Denny Hamlin once the chase starts? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. And as always, if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick around for more NASCAR Nation news. We'll see you in the next one.